So let's create blogging websites. So our website's name is my blog. Okay, so this is our website, my blog. Inside this my blog, let me create a web folder. Inside the web folder, let's create some folder for classes and folder for libraries. Okay, basic structure was ready for Java web applications, and our first code for our first page, and for that let me start edit plus, and let's me create our first application. So our first application, our first page is Jsp, and let me save the page by index.jsp. So this is our first page. Go to back in web folder, go to my blog, and let me save this page. Okay, index.jsp page saved here. I'm not right anything. Let me close once. Let me check whether it's placed properly or not. Okay, index.jsp is there. I just double click on it. Fine. So page is here, and this is a time to write a code for index.jsp. So to writing a code for index.jsp page, first of all let me create some head. Oh, and before head, let me create HTML head title. So let me give the title, and the title is my blogging. So title is my blogging or just my blog, and let me close the head. For that I use body tag. Let me close the body tag, and then close the HTML. Okay, the basic structure of the HTML is ready, and for that in this page I want to do something like this page I am using to give the structure of my web application, and in my web applications I am using two division. First one is a top and second one is a center. So I just use two division here. So let me take a first division. This is my first div, and this is my second div. So in my first div let me provide iframe here. So I'm just using iframe. Okay, and in the second div I also use the same iframe. So I have two division tag, and in both the tag I just put it iframes. In first div, let me provide some basics structure of let me some provide some basic code for its positioning. So title, use some style, and we know why we using a style. Style is used for CSS. So I'm using cascading style sheet now. Is the internal CSS I'm using, and inside that let me create a top class, and inside that let me set the position. So position is used to provide positions to any tag, and I use top for my div. I use that top class. So this is a code for giving some positions to the division tag. So my position is absolute. See, I'm not using IDE, so I'm not getting any hint. But if you can use IDE, you can get a lots of hint. If you want to provide some border colors, then we can provide some border colors. If you don't want to provide some border colors, use some other tag. So let me give the position and give some top. So top I use 0%, right? I use 0%, and left again 0%, and bottom use. Now for top, okay, our top up parts is like that part is 0 was okay, right part is 0 was okay, left part is 0 was okay, but bottom, so I need that bottom part to the top. So let me take the bottom from the top 90%. So here I get like a strip line in top of the my page. So I use that. Let me save it. So this is for top, and one more I needed, and this is for center. So I use center. So okay, our center is a tag. Let me choose some div center, and let me choose div top. Okay, again I need to set the center tag position. center tag position is also absolute. Let me copy that part. This part will copied. And let me paste it. Okay, now you see the values. So let me put 0 0 0. So from top I have to change a top value to the 10 because already I selected a top value to 90 in top division. So in center our top from the after 10 because 90 is already taken bottom in top division, so we use remaining 10%. So we also need to give some space from the top, so we need 10% step, and then I want to start this division properties and rest of the 0 0 0 0 noises. So let me copy the class and put the class. So this class is equals to, so this frame is used for center, and this division is used for div top. So these are our two classes are div top and div center. Fine. Now we see that frame, nothing is there in these frames, and if you want to provide some colors, if you want to provide some decoration, we can provide, but before do that, let me create one more file for that application so that we can also take a preview for these applications by changes anything. So web app, now welcome file list, and in welcome file list let me take welcome file, and our welcome file is index.jsp. Okay, let me save this file inside the web.inf folder, and my file name is web.xml. Save. Now I am ready to see the output of this file. So let me see where my server is started or not. Okay, let's start the server. So now server is started, and I'm going to play. So http 1010. Fine. Now admin sign in. So our application is my blog, and status is true. So let's see the output. So this is the output of our blog. Nothing special and not nice looking things. We use some CSS, but CSS also not properly seeing in output, because exactly we are not code anything right now. We are just put it a two. We are just creating a two class, and we just put it this class on division. So let write a code for body, so that maybe we get some proper output. So in body we use a margin. So margin is 0 and padding is also 0. Can we use font family? Yes, we can use font family. You can use any. I use sans serif. And let's put it some background color. So background color, and our background color, let me take some color. Now let me refresh the page. So color was rejected, but output is almost the same. So let me choose some other colors. Hexadecimal code. So F7. Why I just change? Because I want white, but not bright white. I just want a white, but with a little bit dull. Okay. So it takes a white background only. Then let's elaborate the frames. So we have two frames here, and our first frame is for top, and the second frame is for center. So let's put some ID of the frame. So our frame ID is take top. Source is, we don't have right now any source. Let me put it some height, and I just use 100%, and width equals to 100%. So what we did, we just defined the ID, and we defined the source and height and width attributes of the form tag, frame tag or iframe tag. Let me save it, and let's see some changes was there or not, because in any web applications, see, one line will show here in 10% area of this page, and remaining in 90% area there is another frame, but this frame is not reserve of full properties of the page. So do the same thing with second frame. Let me do the same thing with second frame and ID. So this frame, let me take ID is center. So this frame ID is center, but maybe in a same page we can also take this ID was same, but okay, ID center and source. I'm not I don't want to give any art, and let me give some height. So for that, height is also same as the previous one, 100% of the area, and width is also used by 100% of the area. Okay, this frame is now defined. Let me refresh the page and see if some changes we can see or not. Okay, like that our core page was displayed, and we are not putted anything here. If we want to put, we can put. If we want to change PG color of this division, then we can put some BG colors and see if we saved and refresh the page. Okay, the color is not. If it is not working from here, we can change a color or div color from the CSS to. So let me try once again. If it is not working, we can use in the CSS part. See, it's not reflected. If it is not reflected, can we use CSS? Yes, we can. For that, I want to change the color of div, and which div first. So I want to change the background color of this div. I need this one. Save. Refresh. See, color is changed. And if I want to do the same with center, so we can provide in center too. Because I am using CSS, so okay, no need to write a hard code, or we can write inline CSS too. What color I am choosing there? And refresh. To Actually, we also put a color on body, so body will reflect. Okay, leave it. Now see, we just use two divisions, and let's go for the logic part. And is this good to play with? You can check some, but right now I don't want to play it with background and all. I want to make some simple and sober web applications. Just remove it. Okay, refresh it. So center is so and so, and top is 10, and like this we got our output. Now this is the time to give some source to the page, and to giving the source, so to giving the source, let me first take top one, and let me create one file. The name of this file is top top the blog top dot jsp. So I'm using that name blog top for the file, and I need to create one JSP. So JSP is created now, and this JSP file is top one. So block top is a file name. I just save it, and just put it on h1 tag. So inside the h1 I just put it, and fine. Let's see. So right now we don't need this web.xml. I just closed it file. So in source block.jsp and blocktop.jsp file is available now. Let me refresh. So see, we got blocktop. So our file will display here, and let me do some code in that file. So in that file, what I want to do is I just want to put up some HTML tag. I want to put some head tag. I want to put some body tag. Title I'm not given because I'm already gave title. So okay, body is there, and let me close the HTML. So this is the time to write something in body, and what I need in body. So in body I want to define some top part, and in top part generally people are display menus and all. So let me create some simple menu. For that, let me use some navigations. So I use nav, and inside that let me create some division. So this is our division tag, and this divisions I just call the class, and the class is logo. A tag, hyper reference, right dot JSP, some hyper reference, but currently we don't have file. So target, currently that's nothing to meaning, just giving some link and some text. So let me choose my blog, and let me close the anchor tag. So I just put it one thing here, and this is nothing but my blog. So if I refresh, this will be changed to my blog with link. So anchor tag is there, link is there. So let me close that division. Okay, division will close, and after that division uh, if I want, I can use a toggle or mini toggle, but okay, make not to complete much more, because maybe some people are not that much comfortable with front-end technologies. So more CSS create more complications, and I just use a little bit CSS or just make a site look perfect. So UL, I just use another list, and the list item is come inside the hyperlink, and then a list item will close. And like that we created a multiple unordered list. So let me copy and paste it. So like that we can create a simple menu in our applications. If you don't believe, let me refresh it. See my blog, and a number of things are coming. Okay, we can manage it. So I use it, and let me change this to blog. Let me change this one to about. So I use about menu. Let me use for some contact. So this is for contact purpose, and let me take 3 was more than enough for demonstrations. And here it is very important to use some CSS now, because if I don't use CSS here, then our code is just act like a very average code. So a little bit CSS we are going to write here. So let's start CSS with body. So let me take style, and inside the style our first CSS for body. So margin 0, padding 0, fonts family I already know about it, sans serif. Okay, this is for body. Let me give some CSS to the nib. So let me give some CSS to nib. So first of all background color, and let me choose some color like it's a very bluish color, ABC. So generally stand for 1ABC9C. It's a very popular color. CSS people know about it. 1ABC9C. I use that, and let me put some height. So height is 60 pixels. So I'm using 60px, and let me give some width, and our width is 100%. Let me say give some position, very important, and I just make it position as a fixed. I don't make others positions. I just want to fix the positions. And top is 0, left it's also 0, and I must say Z index. So Z index is 999, we can set, and display we say flex. So that is how we can set the navigations. So after that we just justifies, because justifications is important, otherwise we see the content in new line. Justify content to the space between. and alignment. So let's take alignment of item. So we want our menu in center and padding is 0 to 20 pixels. So this is for navigations. Let me refresh it and see what's the output of. See, we got a such output, but we get our menu here, and we have to maintain it. So for that we use navigations for unordered list. So we use navigation for unordered list. So in navigations for unordered list I use margin 0%, padding 0%, list style I use none, and display we already know about the display, and our display is flex. So we use that. Let me refresh it, and let's again refresh it. Is any changes? See, it's come with in that way. Now it's come in vertically. So okay, our landscape part will over. Now this is a time to use navel for unordered list in unordered list, li list in li list, anchor tag. So for that I use color, and the color is let me use some color. Display is block, and padding, so the padding is 0 to 20 pixels, and I use text decor. So for text decoration I gave what decorations to give. Okay, give now. See after. Line height, so line height up to 60 px, and transitions, because it's very much important. So transitions for all 0.3 seconds, or yes. So this is navigations for unordered list anchor tag. So okay, let me save it and again see the output, what output I get it here. So see, color will be changed, and color will not make a difference to the text. Now after this will be okay, but I also give some hover to the anchor tag. If some events is occur in unordered list item, anchor tag, so anchor tag over event. So if anchor will hover, what I want to do that is background. So background color. So background color, and just put it some colors. Let me use some color code or hexadecimal code for the color. Some hexadecimal code. Okay. After that, let's see the difference. So here is nothing but see. If we hover, color will changed. Okay. So now after, what I want to do is, so let me set some more features of navigations in unordered list. So I must put our flex decor. So flex decorations, and I must say so after that flex directions we have to put it on column, and display. So again we choose display as none. Fine. So this is for enable UL, and we also have to define some navigations for unordered list item, and for that also we just put display block, and after that let's see what the output is. See, the output was gone. Okay, then we need to define a few more CSS for anchor tags, and let me put UL was okay. So now never UL LI A, and we use padding So padding is let me take 20 px, and line height, so let me take line height is 30x, 30 px. Okay, this is for anchor, and let me take I will ul dot active. So for that also we write display. So we put a display as none, but now we can define a display. So our display is flex, and its direction is column. So when this will active, then is column. Now let me close the style. So like that we can use some CSS in this page. Now what next is we have to provide some gap here, and for that I am using some NBSP. Okay, let me save it, and then after let's go to see the output of the page. So refreshes. See, our menu is ready. So this is our menu, and our link is ready to use. Now we need not do anything here, and we just needed a one thing in this file to provide some link here and to work on that particular file. So let me open it first. Fine. So when this file will call, a menu will created, and I must say the target of this all menus is, when we see here, our center tag. And can we provide a name of this center tag? No. See, I must have to give a name to this center division. So let me give the name is center div. So I choose center div name for this center division, and when anyone click on the menus, I want to focus a thing in center division part. So I just choose these things. Now blog, this is our first thing to do here, and in blog I just put it currently as, because no reference was required now. Second one, about. So we must create one about file of JSP. So let me go file, new, and I'm gonna create one JSP file, and I just have to save this ASP file with name about.jsp. This file will save, and here I said about.jsp. okay, and I also need to create one contact page, so we require this one also. Then this page name is so the name of this contact is so the name is called my blog contact dot jsp. So we have to create one more file with name blog.jsp. So let me create one more JSP file, and I just save this file with the name of blog contact.jsp. okay, these two files we created, and we mentioned the link here. Now in about we have to write something. So what we going to write is about, let me write some center tag, and inside that center tag this printed some text like let me give the text is about us inside the h1. okay, and little break the things, and then we use paragraph tag, and in this paragraph tag we just write that okay, write some text like we are some company, we are a company that specialize in creating dynamic web application using Jsp and sublet. We must say choose another paragraph to put some more informations like contact us. So we put it some x@y.com and some phone number, like that information we provide here. And we must say that we also create some content. This one is about us, so contact page was also there, and in this page, in contact page, we have to write some contact related things, like put it some codes to manipulate it. And okay, let me copy that code, and here something is about, and we put a same thing in here, but let me see. Contact us. So phone, break the line, file number. Break the line, address, it's like that. We write some code, and let's see the output of the page. So if I refresh it, then we get blog, nothing is there, current page is display. So let me refresh. If I click on here, nothing will happen. So if I click on about, see about us, the company, some message we can print it here. And if I click on contact, we got the contact page. So like that we can create so dynamic things by using. So this is just a static site, we are not doing anything currently. So it's simple pages we just write it here. So after that, okay, contact is ready, and path is ready, or almost our sites was a little bit look wise is clear that what exactly look comes out from our websites. So after that what we needed is, so we need some login and sign up. So we need a sign up page or a login page. So first of all we want to make a sign up of the user, and then user will log in. And if user want to log in, so definitely we need some database, and for that have to provide some database. We create database, we create tables, we put some logics on database, and then after this sign up and login will work. So let me start with the creating a database first, and then after our table, and then after we looking forward for other things. So let me create a table first, and after we are going to write the code for that. Okay, so minimize it. This is our code. Okay, up to here. Now we need database to write further codes, and okay, just close it. So let me start first database. So for that, first of all, let me open my Oracle already installed in my system. So Oracle 10G. Okay, so in Oracle 10G, I have let me open the SQL from command prompt. Connect. So my user name is, or database name is, default is system. So I logging as a system, and the password is tiger. Okay, I'm here, and now we required to create a table, because if we want to use some user credentials, so we have to create a table for those users. So let me create one table for users, and the queries, you already know that. If you don't know about the queries, if you are not comfortable with SQL, then write down what I write here. So create table. So we give some table name. So let me give table is user blog. So my table name is user blog, and now I have to define the columns. So first of all, I have to define ID, number, so some unique ID we can create for our users. Secondly, we want user name, and is a varchar, and then after we use email. So username, email. For login purpose we use email only, so let me create email, and varchar 220. Let me create 30 for the email, and next is a password. So we have to take a password. So password for, we use varchar, and let me take 20 maximum character. Now the important thing is okay, we have 4 columns: ID, username, email, and password for the users. If we create some sign up form, then we have to enter a user, we have to enter this details, and this detail will save in this table. But in any tables, there is an important field is primary key. So if we are not using primary key constraint, then it meaningless to use tables, because each and every tables we have to define primary key for the unique identity of records. So let me provide a primary key to this table. So I am using primary key and we used ID. So our ID column is the primary key of our table. So its ID is nothing but a first. Okay, and let me press enter. Invalid identifiers. Okay, some mistakes done here only. ID D is happened. Okay, let me enter. Table is created. So once your table is created, we have to provide a unique ID to the user. And for providing a unique ID, there is a several methods. If you want to write the code on your servlets and JSP, you can write a code to generate a unique ID. And if you don't want to generate unique ID, you want database is generated unique ID for the particular column, then there is a concept in Oracle as well as MySQL. Auto increase in MySQL, but auto increase is not supported by 10G. So in 10G we have to create either sequence, and by using sequence we have to create some trigger. So there is a possibility to do that in Oracle, but with Oracle we have to create sequence and then we have to create trigger to perform this operation to auto increase the ID column in our table. So let's see how this will be work. So first of all, let's create a sequence for this. So create sequence, and then we have to give some name to the sequence. So I just give user B. So user B or blog is a sequence name, and this sequence start with, let me give the our unique ID is start with 1001. So like that we create a sequence. Press enter, sequence created. Now the next part is to providing a trigger to this sequence, because if we want to auto operate the ID, then okay, we provide sequence, that what sequence this database will use, but how this database can increase those sequence, for that we have to trigger the database. So we can create or replace trigger, and we have to provide some trigger name. So let me take our trigger name is block T, block trigger. So we have to remember those things, that what trigger name we are using and all. So our trigger name is this one, and second we have to define before insert on our table. So we put it before insert our, so our table name is, where is our table name, user blog. So before insert our user blog. So we give the table name. So before insert our user blog, before insert on table name user blog, for each row what we use, for each row, and then begin. So here the trigger was start executed. We just define what we want to do. Begin is just triggering point, and now what we begin. So the trigger is if some records was inserted in the user block table, then before inserted means put at any block, we want to perform some operations like select. So what is our sequence? Our sequence is we created a sequence with the name of user B. So user B our sequence name. So select sequence, our sequence is user B. See, we created a sequence now, so our sequence is user B. So select user B dot next value, stand for next value, into what we defined here, new dot id. So our id is our column in table, and we have to put what? So we start we insert into a new id from dual, it means increase by 1, and then we end the sequence, and now our trigger was over. So let me run it. For run purpose we just use backslash. I am using here forward slash for run the trigger, and I put enter. So see, trigger is created. Now if I insert value in table, record will auto inserted by the database. Like let me insert, first of all let me select some query, select asterisk from, and my table name is user blog. So no record is there. Let me insert into user blog values. So I just mention some values, and our values are, let me take value for first 003 for id, and or 1010 for id. Then I have to insert our second column of the table is id is there, then email. So let's put some email, x@y.com, and after inserting the email, sorry, I have to insert first some name. So the name is admin. I created one users, that users are admin at x@y.com, and a password is admin. So username is also admin and password is also admin in advance in a small case. So let me insert this record. See, unknown command begin. Okay, let's insert. Sorry. Okay. What a silly mistake I did. Okay, fun record is inserted. Now see, when I select, I put data 1010 as ID, but I get 1001 because already we initiate what sequence, and before inserting the data, sequence will take care about it, and he create or generate unique ID for the particular column. So sequence will create and trigger will insert this 1001. See, I use 1010, but we get 1001. Let me insert one more record. So insert into table and I create one more for admin, and admin@y.com and password in capital letter. So I use capital letter. Now again I inserted. So unknown command, or again I did insert. Okay, same thing again happened. Fine. So now we have two records. Let's select. So we have two record, but see, I put it 1010 again, but he take 1001 and 1002. So our trigger is properly working here. We need not worry about the things. Okay. So our database is ready. Now this is a time to create sign up for the application. So let first create a sign up form for these applications, and then after we see a backend logic with this sign up. So for that we have multiple options to use database connection in Java. So first of all, let's use our first pattern. What we are using is, so our first pattern is to implement a simple Java code in JSP. So for that we just going to connect our database. So fine. So our database is ready, and let's go to the applications, and here I just need to create one more. Okay, this will be done. Just close this files. JSP top almost work is done, but maybe in this file I missed something. JSP top, okay, it's no need to use that. And block top.jsp, so I provided all these things, but okay, in block have to mention the file name. So let me create in block menu. If we click on block, then we get sign up file. Okay, For now we use sign up, further we can change it. So can we use sign up? Mm, so let me take the sign up file. Okay, we can use sign up. So our file name is signup.jsp. So almost we done this page too, and let me put this file on block 2. So if we click on block, then also we target the same thing. Same file. Fine, signup.jsp, but currently we don't have this file. So we need to create a file. Let me take a file new. Oh, okay, no problem. We can save this file as .jsp. Okay. Now we have a sign up file, and in this sign up file we need to write so many codes. So first of all, let's start with a basic structure what we looking forward is, and then after we see some decorative parts of the code. So what we needed first of all form tag. So inside the form tag, action attribute and method attribute. Okay, let me close. Now we have to create some form controls. For that we use can we use table to define it, or we can just use CSS to put some logics. There is a many way we can use HTML codes, or we can also put CSS for decorations part. So let me use CSS to decorate it. Then I just start with the simple tag of JSP or HTML. So sign up form in H2. Now we need some label, and for in label we use for user name. Okay, and then we provide some user name and close the label. Now we provide some input type, and input type is text. and we have to say id equals to username, and name is also equals to username. We have to give a placeholder for better, or giving us some better looks, like nowadays we see in all the websites a placeholder is there, so we also provide some placeholder. So some placeholder. So in placeholders we put some data like enter your name, and this is a beauty. This is a beauty of HTML5 and JSP. We can put it here. This field is required, so need not write any JS code for validations. If I say this is the required field. Now let me copy and paste again. This is for email, and it's for email. Input type email, id, id is email, name, email, enter your email. Okay, and this field is also required. Now let me take another field. We have a 4 field, so we take username, we take id, and the next field is password. So we take next field as password. For password, input type is password, id is also password, and username is also password. Enter your password. We need to insert one more field. Actually, in table one field is auto generated, so after that we require only 3 field, and already we write a code to insert a 3 field, but we have to provide one more field, and this field is confirm password. For confirm password, let me copy the password value. Okay. So this is for confirm password. Okay, so confirm password, name and all is also in a same way. Confirm password. See, sorry, ID is just password type. Did a mistake. Type is password only. Confirm password. Fine. So see, our username is confirm password, ID is confirm password. Okay, let me and this field also required field. Now next is we have to create one more for and now label is not required for that field. I just needed input type. So input type is submit and ID, these things are not required now, and value is equals to sign up. So after I need to provide one hyperreference, and this hyperreference goes to some other page, and let me put it which page. Already have an account, and then login. Let me close and cut, and then so okay, save it. Now let's see the preview. So if I click here, I got such field, right? But this field is not in a proper way. You just see, okay, all things are coming properly, and see the specialties. If you click, please fill out the field. If you write some, if you click and sign up, please fill out the field. If you write some, see, include at the rate. So this is a beauty of HTML5 with JSP. Need not put JavaScript for validations. Okay, so this is a time to decorate it. So for decorations purpose, I use some style. For that I use some style, and let's do something to make this page more attractive and beautiful. So we use first of all body. Let me creating some class for that. So for body I use margin. So margin is 0. Padding was also 0. Font family 0. Sorry. So I generally use sans serif. Now background. So I just wanna use some hexadecimal code like has for white F7 F7 7 F7 F7, we know that. Okay, so this is for body. Let me write some for form tag. So some CSS for form tag. So in form tag I need to provide a boundaries, so I just limited their width. So if I limited their width with 400 or 500 can use, so we restrict it, and we also provide some background color. So for that let me use again his favorite one, some colors, and then margin. So let me choose some margin 50 pixels is auto mode, and we can use padding auto because margin will be adjusted accordingly, and then padding is 20 pixels, then box shadow. Okay, then from 0 to 0 to 10 shadow are getting 4 parameters. So this is what, and we also use RGB A. For that we provide some more parameters. So we provide 0 0 0, and let me take 0.3 was okay. So shadow is 0.3 more than enough. If we increase was not look much better, so 0.3 was okay. So the next CSS for we use H2 tag too, so we also provide some CSS for H2. Then we can also write this code in .css file and use it, so do whatever, it's not a big deal. So I just using internal CSS. We can also use external, or we also implemented those in inline. So text align center. So I just make align center for the H2 tag, and then after we have to write some input type. So we use multiple input type. We provide some. So input type, first input type what we use is called text. So first input type, input type is equals to text, and our second input type is equals to email, and our third input type is equals to password. So for all the input type we have to write some CSS. So for it is general for these all. So for that I just make first thing is display. So display is block width. So this is for all, or we provide same width padding. So actually by doing this this all looks like a synchronized, because we apply same setting for everyone, and this is also a reason we use CSS in our program. So just similarities or uniqueness was comes in many forms. So 20 pixels. Now border, so border is none, and then border radius is 5 pixels, and then box shadow. So shadow we use same the shadow we use, but let me change some little things in shadow. So let me take 0.1, and not for a 10 pixels, for just a 5 pixels. So this will be more than enough. So one more is remaining, and we have also to put some CSS for this, and this one is submit. So let me put some CSS for input type. Submit. So input type submit. Now for that I am using background color. So background colors again use some hexadecimal code, and our favorite code is, we already know what our favorite code has, one ABC. So we all know about the ABC 9C. Almost I'm using this one. Okay, and previously I am using one more colors called has FFF. I use the same here. Border. So border I take none now. No borders. Border radius. So if border is not there, then radius I don't think so is required, but let's put it some 5 megapixels, and then padding. Now in padding we use 10 px. Okay, now cursor. For cursor we use pointer. For transactions we use all 0.3s. Okay, and again I need to do one more CSS. Too much CSS, that is why we need bootstrap. Okay, submit. But for submit, if someone is over, then in submit, if someone is over, we have to change what? So generally we have to change the colors. So put at some more hexadecimal code for the color. So use anyone. I use this, some random, and remaining I no need for that. Just over want to change your color of the background. Okay, now next one tag is also remaining, and why we left this, let's do something for that. Margin 0, and the alignment of the text is, we have to make the alignment center. So this is an important line for p tag. We put alignment as center. We also use one more tag, and this tag is span for link purpose. So I just make the color of the span is some more hexadecimal code, but I use my favorite one, 1 ABC 9C, and if you want to change, otherwise no need. Font weight is bold. Fine. So this is what our CSS is. So let me refresh the page and see. Before, our pages look like this, and now blog, our pages look like that. Aha. Okay, so like that page will come little more code will be reflected. Fine. So now we like see our code is like that. So let me check once, maybe some problems in our code. Margin is there, 2.3. Okay, I not saved that part. Fine. Let's refresh once again. So we see that we're having such output, and just refresh it. Again I refresh the page and click on okay. Now we get a proper output. So we have a sign up form, and we see the sign up form is like that. If we click on this one, okay. So our sign up form is ready. If we want to change something in name, email, password, and confirm password field. Then we can change the alignment. For we put it a center, that is why it comes from center. We can put left, right, so we can put left. That should be better to look.